Okay, so hopefully it's recording. And I gotta look at the numbers. So it was number 4, 8, 15, and 18. 4, 8, 15, and 18. Let me write this down. 4, 8, 15, and 18. Now it's been a long time since I do this. So on number 4, it's 2/11. Right? You want to think of a number that we can add to the top that will equal to 2/5. What number can I add here? So I'm going to add a number, and let's call that n, plus another number, let's call that n. So after I add, it's the same number, by the way, to the top and the bottom. After I add the same number to the top and the bottom, I can simplify it, I guess, and it will become, I can change that to 2/15. So what number can that be? So one way of doing this, and I didn't cover this in class because we ran out of time, but one way of doing this is, well, guess and check, but the other one is algebraically. So I'm going to take, and I'm going to cross multiply. I'm going to multiply, and let me just rearrange this and write it like this, right? So the instruction says, add a number to 2, the numerator, and add that same number to 11, and then you're going to get a new fraction, and that new fraction will be equal to 2/15. So one way of doing this is by cross multiplying. So if we cross multiply, multiply these two. So I'm going to multiply 5, and I'm going to put in parentheses the 2 plus n. And on this side, I'm going to multiply the 11n with the 2, which is going to be 2 times, and in parentheses, 11 plus n, because this is one single term. Apply order of operations, so I get 5 times 2 is 10. 5 plus n is 5n. On this side, 2 times 11 is 22, and 2 plus n is 2n. Now, go back to Noah's Ark, and we remember how we eliminated things from each side. So what can I eliminate from one side as well as the other side? So, for example, I have 10 here. 10 I can get rid of. If I get rid of 10 over here, I must get rid of 10 over here, right? So if I get rid of 10 over there, I'm going to have 5n left over. And if I do 22 minus 10, I get 12 left over, plus 2n. Remember, like terms, 12 and 2n are not like terms, so I can't add these two together. So what else can I eliminate from each side? Well, if I throw 5n on this side, there's not enough of n's on this side. But if I throw 2n, so if I get rid of this 2n, I'm going to have a 12 left over, right? And on this side, I have 5n. If I get rid of 2n, I'm going to have 3n left over. This becomes a simple one-step equation. 3n equals 12. So what times n equals 12? So it'd be 3 times 4. Or actually, let's solve it like we will solve it. So I'll divide both sides by 3, right? Well, we know n equals 4 because 3 times 4 equals 12. But to show work, if I divide both sides by 3, these cross out, becoming 1, or 1n, or just n. And 12 divided by 3 equals 4. So the mystery number that I want is 4. So going back to the original, I have 2 plus n, 11 plus n equals 2/5. So if I add 4 to the top and bottom number, will that give me 2/5? Well, let's see. 2 plus 4, right, because n equals 4. 2 plus 4 is 6. And 11 plus 4 is 15. Is 6 over 15 the same thing as 2/5? Can I simplify this to equal 2/5? Well, if I divide this by 3, I get 2. Therefore, I divide the bottom by 3, I get 5. Right? So the number that I could add to the top and bottom should have been 4. I will do one more. Number 8. Here again, 5 over 9, and I want to make that equal to 9 over 11. So let's just extend that. So I want to add 5 to the 5. I want to add a number. And to the 9, I want to add the same number. So let's cross multiply. I'm going to put this in parentheses here. So these two will be multiplied. And these two will be multiplied. So let's take the 11 first. So let me write it out. It's 11 times parentheses 5 plus n. On this side, I get n. No, I'm sorry, 9 parentheses 9 plus n. Right? Let's do the parentheses or distributive property. So 11 times 5 is 55. 11 times n is 11n. Equals 9 times 9 is 81. And 9 times 9 is 9n. So let's throw things out. Okay, what can I throw on each side? Let's throw out the 55 here. If I get rid of 55 on the left side, I'm going to be left with 11n. If I throw 55 from the left side, I must throw 55 from that side. So I'm going to subtract minus 55 over here. 11 minus 5 is 6. 7 minus 5, so I'm going to have 26 left, plus 9n. What can I throw from each side to balance the equation? Well, I can't throw 11n because there's not enough n on this side, but I can throw 9n now. So if I throw this guy out, I have 26 left over, and 11n, I got to get rid of 9, so 11 minus 9 gives me 2n. 2n equals 26, or what number multiplied by n gives me 26, and n is going to be equal to 13, right? Because that 2 times 13 equals 26. So here is my mystery number. Go back to the equation and see if that works. Because it says that 5 plus n equals 9 over 11, so 9 plus n as well. Right? So if I substitute and replace n with 13, I get 5 plus 13, 9 plus 13. Let's keep on working that. 5 plus 13 is 18. 9 plus 13 is 22. Is 18 over 22 the same thing as 9 over 11? Well, let's see if I can simplify this. If I divide this by 2, I get 9. If I divide the bottom by 2, I get 11. And guess what? That's what I want. So hopefully those two examples should be enough for you to do the rest. Okay?